The streets and shops of Omagh are rarely quiet, and it was all too busy on the 15th of August 1998. The bombing here killed 29 people. It stands out even among the decades of violence that scarred Northern Ireland. It was a day that ripped the heart out of this town. For some families, even today, every time they walk into this town centre, it brings back vivid images and dreadful memories of a day when a shopping trip ended in nothing less than horror.
Stand back.
Today, amid tight security, Seamus Daly was driven to court in Dungannon and charged with all 29 murders. While he stood in the dock in handcuffs, a detective inspector laid out the case against him. He said the police have telephone, witness and forensic evidence, but Seamus Daly's lawyer said there were significant weaknesses in the case. Watching the heated exchanges in the courtroom was Michael Gallagher. His son Aidan was killed in the bombing.
Over the past 15 years I've spent a lot of time in courts in Dublin and in Belfast, and with the civil action taking almost 10 years, it can be soul destroying.
14 years ago, the BBC's Panorama programme secretly filmed the man who has now been charged.
I'd like to ask you some questions, please, about the Omagh bombing.
Seamus Daly has always strongly denied any involvement in the bombing, but Panorama claimed he did play a role.
Seamus Daly has a conviction for membership of the Real IRA. He pleaded guilty at the Special Criminal Court in Dublin a few years ago. He's a committed dissident Republican.
In Omagh, remembrance is more important than responsibility. The names of all 29 victims are engraved in stone in the town's memorial garden, where mirrors have been built to reflect light into the town. But this is a place where people will always feel the shadow of the bombing. Chris Buckler, BBC News, Omagh.